Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's session. My name is Lorimer Burford, and I will be your host for this event. I'd like to thank you for your time. We understand it must be an effort to glean some time from your busy schedule to be with us. So thanks. We appreciate it very much. Let me tell you about the webinar and what to expect. But first, I know you may have questions as we go along. So we are asking you to go ahead and type your questions in the chat box. But in the interest of time, we'll be happy to answer all your questions at the end of the session. During the short period, we'd like to interest you in Wealth Freedom Group and have you leave with something. So we'll help you understand the following. Time freedom. This is how to prioritize your time to spend more of it with your family. How to invest to build wealth. How to plan enjoyable events for you and your children, and how Wealth Freedom Group help change your current focus into a happy family lifestyle where you truly enjoy your children and have the time to be with them without worrying about the job or money. To help me deliver our promise to you this evening, we have aboard our team of 6 Wealth Freedom Group members. They are Kevin Chavez, Elric Maglanget. You know, Eric, I'm always messing up your name. It's so difficult for me to pronounce, but anyway, I hope I got it correctly. Joy Burford, Ethan Vistel, and Joel Althea. Now, we'll jump right in and ask our main man, Kevin, to tell you a little bit about his part at Wealth Freedom Group. But before, let me tell you why I call Kevin my main man. He has been with us for over a year and has been the backbone of not only our web development, but our human resource development, among other things. Kevin will not be presenting because he's the technical man behind all we do. So here is Kevin.
Thanks for that, Laurie. Yeah, hello everyone. Once again, I'm Kevin Chavez. Actually, I'm excited for everyone today, not only because of our webinar launch right now, but actually today is my birthday, so it's great to share this moment with everyone.
Happy birthday, Kevin! Happy birthday!
Thank you.
Happy birthday!
Yeah. What a coincidence! And yeah, it's a great day today. I'm Kevin, and I started working with Laurie more than a year ago, actually already. And what I initially do is more on the technical side of Wealth Freedom Group, especially for the web development area, and also the app coming soon. But also, I also cover the pretty much the overall communications for Wealth Freedom Group. And if you chat with us through our website or through our email and social media, chances are 90% of the time, it's me who you're talking to. And rest assured that you're not chatting with just a random robot or random chatbot. So yeah, that means that if you have any feedback with your experience about Wealth Freedom Group, it's me who you're talking to a real human. And so that we can also cater to your needs as fast as we can. Right now, if you have comments, please do chat here in Zoom's chat panel. And if you have any questions, please do chat in the Q&A and not in the chat, so that after the end of the webinar, we can answer all of your questions the best way we can. So yes, thanks. That's it for me, Laurie.
Hey, thanks to you, Kevin. Great. Now that you have met the prodigious Kevin Chavez, let me introduce you to the youngest member of our team. It's Eric Maglanget. Eric is our expert at Instagram and is responsible for working with our family mentors and advisors to help build a happy family. He will introduce you to the idea of time freedom and show you how to prioritize your time to spend more of it with your family. Meet Elric.
Hi, everyone. As Laurie has explained, my name is Elric. How are all of you today? And thanks for sharing some of your time this evening. My name is Elric Maglanget. Please call me Elric. I've been with the Wealth Freedom Group since the mid-2021. It's fun being with this company because it's one of the few companies I know trying to look into the future and to understand young families' needs and find solutions. This company will be a leader revolutionizing the world. Time freedom is my area of responsibility. So if you hear the phrase a lot, time freedom. So what is time freedom? It is really power. Just as money is power, time freedom is power. It's the power you get when you control your own time, when you do whatever you want, whenever you want. It's the power you feel when your eyes flick open in the morning and you just go back to sleep because you do not have to get out of bed. It's the power you choose your own lifestyle so that you can focus on the ones you love. You can spend quality time with them and can wake every day knowing that you do not have to follow your own schedule or anyone's orders as you set your own workday schedule. When you achieve time freedom, you can create your own happy family lifestyle. But how do you get time freedom? So here are a few tips. So right now, I've prepared a short presentation on how to prepare time freedom. If you allow me to present, I hope all of you are having a nice evening or morning wherever you are in the. So how do you get time freedom? As I mentioned, this is an integral part of our lives, and power truly is power. So step one, list how you typically spend your time each hour, 7 days of the week. Note the hours spent at work, sleeping, bills on yourself, with children, and with your family. These are the activities I have placed in my chart and notes. However, it's important to note that everyone is different. So some of you may apply to these activities, while some of you will not as well. So it's important that you list activities that you see fit to your schedule, weekly schedule. And once you do that, as you can see, I've categorized all my schedules into activities. So write the word PH for pleasant hours, NPH for non-pleasant hours, NH for neutral hours, and QH for quality hours. So I hope I didn't confuse you there, because PH, pleasant hours, what I mean by this is pleasant hours, you find that it's quality, however, not the best quality, because we understand that quality hours here, at least in our perspective, is spent with your family. And non-PH is non-pleasant hours. NH is neutral hours. Neutral hours, the main difference between neutral hours and non-pleasant hours is that neutral hours is you don't mind spending your time doing this activity. Ms. Goldson, yes, please leave your questions to the end. If you have any questions, just type in the chat box and we'll get back to you. Okay, at work, obviously this is a non-pleasant hour. I mean, I understand some of you are workaholics and love doing your job, but not every one of us like to spend time in the office from 9 to 5 at work. And chores is a very tedious thing to do. Some of us mop the floor, some of us sweep. It really depends what we do. And paying bills lining up in wherever we have to pay bills, it's also a tiring job. And on yourself, remember, I say on yourself is a pleasant hour because we all need time to ourselves. However, this isn't a quality hour because spending time with children and with your family, we consider them quality hours. So what do we do next? We analyze each category and try to understand them enough to set monthly goals to reduce NPH and NH to a number of hours that's reasonable and manageable. I categorize all my NPH activities here at work and chores and bills. A few ways to cut time is to hire a assistant or set emails at a certain part of the day so it becomes efficient rather than replying them throughout the whole day. Chores, you can hire a housekeeper if the means is possible, or you can try to negotiate with your wife saying, I don't need to do my chores all the time. Just let me give me some time, okay? And then next is bills. Bills, right now there's a lot of automated apps out there that charge your credit card directly, so you don't have to line up where the stores. Next, so once you cut down on these hours, it's obvious that I gained 10 extra hours from cutting down my weekly non-pleasant hours. So where do these 10 extra hours go? So we increase quality hours. I added a few hours, so let's say 10 hours. So I added 5 hours into family, so five hours extra with the family, 4 hours to the children, and of course 1 hour to the self, because we all know that all of us need some self time, some me time. So it's important to note that. So this is where my 10 extra hours went. Step 4 is to analyze pH to determine if you are comfortable with these activities or you wish to decrease the number of pH hours in order to increase QH. So again, this is for people who realize that pH are listed as self-activities. And if you realize that you don't want to spend time for yourself and you want to like spend it all with your family, by all means do it. But in my perspective, I like to spend time for myself, but it really depends on the person. So you see how flexible and how it really depends on the person. So once you do this, it's important that you reflect every week, because reflection is key to this, because you have to reflect every week and understand, is your time really well spent? And that simple question should guide you to time freedom. So at Wealth Freedom Group, we are aware that these simple tasks are not really simple if one is not disciplined. Also, even if one is disciplined, it is difficult to find ways to achieve one's goal or even to set realistic goals. That's why we offer professional mentors and coaches to help you gain time freedom. So thank you, Laurie.
Hey, great. Eric, could you stop sharing screen? Thank you so very much. Thank you. Now, I want you to remember that we'll be answering all your questions at the end of the session. So go right ahead and place them in the chat box. Now, our administrator and the person responsible for membership care, editing, liaisoning between team members, as well as the marketing company, is Joy Burford. Joy will tell you a little about how Wealth Freedom Group began, and how we approach investing and building a happy family. And now, here is Joy.
Everyone, it's great to be here with you today. Let me say thanks for sharing your time with us. My name is Joy Burford, and I'd like to remember as Joy. It would be nice to know where you're from, so why not drop that in the chat box so we can know? We'd really appreciate that. Let me start by sharing our simple Wealth Freedom Group story. Sometimes some of our friends get engaged in discussions about the new generation called millennials. These individuals are born between 1982 and 2004. And some people think that this over 80 million individuals are alike, which is far from true. Since we and many of our friends have children who are millennials, we began to notice certain characteristics that made them different from us baby boomers. We observed that the common things among our children and most of their friends are that they are tied down with their jobs or businesses, that they can hardly find time for their children, except on some weekends and during vacation. They are tied down during the week, that they miss out on important quality time with the family. They not only spend time on their money-making ventures, but they also spend time doing things for others at the expense of quality time with their children. They complain that they do not have enough money to invest, no matter what their salaries are, even though they might be earning over $100,000 per year. And if they invest in crypto or stocks, they have no plan or targeted goals. They do have huge distrust for the financial markets, preferring any suggested investments by friends. What they desire is to have long vacations with their children and to travel at will, and also to retire before age 50. We do not know, or we do not want our children to be like us, right? Work all their lives with little time to retire. We realize that the pandemic has affected all of us, changing the landscape of America in a way that our children can spend more time working from home, making it more realistic to become happy families. With over a year and a half years of planning and researching, we created Wealth Freedom Group to help all young families who wish to live a happy family lifestyle. We are not investment experts, nor are we licensed to discuss investments in crypto, stocks, or bonds. That's why Wealth Freedom Group works with experts to firstly introduce our members to the idea of financial planning. We also work with family planning experts to help members manage time and create more quality time to spend with their families. As our members strive to create a happy family lifestyle, it is important to digest the reality that money is not the main ingredient, because research by PNAS found that despite rising incomes, people around the world are feeling increasingly pressed for time, undermining well-being. It showed that spending money on time-saving services is linked to greater life satisfaction. So we here at Wealth Freedom Group created a Happy Family Bingo, which I'd like to share with you. Here is a Happy Family Bingo that we created. Almost everyone know about bingo. You can win bingo when you play it either diagonal, horizontally, vertically, or full house. So here is the Happy Family Bingo that I was talking about earlier, where when we play the game, we can either win diagonally, horizontally, or vertically, or full house. And I was saying that when we have a full house, that's what everyone wants, because we have all the perks in a full house bingo game, right? So with Wealth Freedom Group bingo game, everyone gets a center free, which is join Wealth Freedom Group today. So once you join the Wealth Freedom Group, you get the rest of benefits as it's played in the bingo game. Have emergency fund, have weekly family dinner, spends on needs and at wants, you have family quality time, you're able to know your monthly and yearly budget, and also know your retirement account. The next one I'll share with you is a quick guide to manage finances with your family. And this is to remind you to consistently talk about your goals and dreams, to set aside time each week to review your expenses and budget, and lastly, to open about your finances so that you can reap maximum benefits. I'll stop sharing screen now and then go back to conclude my presentation. This concludes my presentation, but I want to let you know that starting today, we're offering everyone 1 month introductory free membership. Isn't that exciting? And after your free 1 month membership, there will be a small monthly subscription fee of $49. I hope I have imparted some information about our Wealth Freedom Group and some morsel of wisdom about happy family lifestyle. We encourage you to send us an email at hello@wealthfreedomgroup.com with your suggestions, your questions, and your concerns. Again, thanks for your time and look forward to serving you. And remember, please take the time to drop in the chat box where you're located. Thank you.
Hey, thanks, Joy. Thank you so very much. Next, let me introduce you to Joel Althea. Joel is responsible for working with Wealth Freedom Group financial advisors and mentors to ensure that our members are satisfied. Hence, he's responsible for Wealth Freedom side of our business. He also works with a marketing company to ensure blogs and articles are properly written and targeted. He works with Kevin, Elric, Ethan in managing our YouTube, Instagram, and podcast channels. Now, here is Joel.
Good day to everybody, and thanks, Lori, for the introduction. I'd like to thank everyone for taking time from their busy schedules today to join us. My name is JV, and I am responsible for finding and working with expert financial advisors, investors, and asset managers to help our members gain wealth freedom. In addition, I advise the CEO on content for the website, YouTube, Instagram, and our podcast channels. I have been with Wealth Freedom Group since the middle of last year. I have grown with the company, and I believe in its goals and mission to help young families know and understand how to set themselves up to have a happy family lifestyle. We do this through 2 strategies: time freedom and wealth freedom. This morning or this evening, I would like to show you some small tips on how you can achieve financial freedom. What is financial freedom? A financially free person can make life decisions based on their financial security and live the life they want without being controlled or being held down by their obligations financially. There are 5 levels of financial freedom. Number one would to be building an emergency fund that includes paying off your debts, including credit cards. Number two would be to earn enough to save and enjoy. This is more about enjoying your life and having the wealth to do so. Number three is the capability of making work an option. Financial independence and freedom are all about making employment just that, an option. Increased time freedom. Financial independence and time freedom go hand in hand. And lastly, accumulate enough to retire well, knowing you're on the right path to accumulating a nest egg that supports your lifestyle. How do you get financial freedom? As financial freedom is not a one-size-fits-all concept. Everyone has their own definition of how you manage your money to overcome the lack of freedom in your life is what matters. Number one would be living within your means by starting to spend less than or at least equal to what you earn. Number two is understand your financial situation, assess your finances so you can start to make effective adjustments that bring long-term results. Number three is to create an emergency fund. A good rule of thumb for this is to save 6 months of your salary. Number four is to set up automatic and direct deposits. Set up a deposit system to fund them in an ideal manner. Number five is to stay on top of your credit. Credit scores matter if you want the best interest rates for any loans you may need in the future. Number six is to track and assess and trip your spending. Curb your spending wherever possible, but never forgo the important things. Number seven is to pay off your debts, as this is a key milestone towards financial freedom for most people. Try to focus first on debts like car loan or credit card debt. Number eight is to invest. Many people become wealthy by saving and investing constantly throughout their lifestyle. And here are 3 ways to build your emergency fund. Adjust your budget, find a side job, and be frugal. A few ways to keep your family happy would be to maintain, develop family rituals, create a family financial plan for everybody. Ways to have a financially sound family would be number one is to set short and long-term goals. Number two would be knowing your priorities. Number three is being ready. Number four is evaluating your finances. And number five would be talking to a professional to help you with steps 1 to 4. Might you be needing a time freedom coach? You may be asking right now, as time freedom is all about spending your time on things you truly enjoy and love, but isn't the easiest thing to achieve. Signs that you need to start investing in this to achieve the freedom you want is you go through constant frustration. Even after sticking to a strict routine and working in brief intervals of the day, it still makes you feel frustrated. Here are other ways to keep your family happy. Hold regular family meetings, consistent communication, spend quality time together. This is very important. Number two, poor work and personal life balance. The thoughts of missing out on income or work forces you to compromise personal wishes, such as spending time with your family. And you have no time for reflection. What I mean by this is you have little to no time to reflect and understand how to undertake a task in a manner that makes it simpler after you complete it. And the family tip is communication is a critical component of happy families. How else can members understand the needs of each other and cover their individual importance? And with that, that brings my presentation to an end. Thank you. I'll be passing it back to Lordy now.
Thank you. Thank you so very much, JV. I hope that you've been enjoying this presentation, and I wanted to meet one of our, not one of, actually, I wanted to meet our Facebook expert. His name is Ethan Vistel. Whenever you join or enter our private online or Facebook communities, it is Ethan who will greet you. He develops the posts and stories in these channels, and he facilitates the building of relationships among members. He's always there to answer questions, and he's ready to arrange a community party or even party or event as members demand. So right now, please meet Ethan Vistel.
My name is Ethan, and of course, I am the one responsible for managing the Facebook page, the online community, and the Facebook group where everyone in Wealth Freedom Group can meet each other. So let me tell you about myself first. I am the one making reports on what you like so that our staff in Wealth Freedom Group and our marketing partners will be able to cater to the things that you like, both in our YouTube, Instagram, and our Facebook pages. The online private community of Wealth Freedom Group and the Facebook page kind of works the same. So I will be discussing mostly the Facebook aspect. Let me share my screen. Now this is the Wealth Freedom Group Facebook page. In a glimpse, it is a forum where members meet and interact with each other. It is also a place online where we can educate each other on how to make a community built with happy families. Now you may be asking, what can you do once you join the Wealth Freedom Group community? The first thing that you can do is meet other members. Of course, members of Wealth Freedom Group come from different parts of the world, and joining the online community makes it easier for everyone to meet each other with just a click of a button. Here, you will have the opportunity to discuss investment opportunities, suggest solutions, and exchange ideas with each other just by exchanging comments and or posts in the Facebook community page. You can also organize a party. Of course, Laurie discussed this earlier as he was introducing me. Of course, Facebook has a feature that will help members organize a party with other Wealth Freedom Group members, whether you want it online or in your backyard. So basically, you just tell other people, hey, I'm organizing a party. We can mingle with each other. We can get to know each other better. You may want to go to our home, or you can just make a live stream of that party online, and everyone else in the Wealth Freedom Group community will be able to watch it. Another feature here is that Wealth Freedom Group members will get to watch exclusive live streams and podcasts. Of course, Wealth Freedom Group plans on making these live streams and podcasts with the help of experts that JV will be working on. And with these live streams and podcasts, you get free tips on how to build a happy family lifestyle and get to share them with everyone else in the Wealth Freedom Group community page. You can also be a winner when you join the Wealth Freedom Group social media promos for a chance to win high quality items that can make life easier for you and your family at home. A very big example of this is the incentives that you get. One of the incentives that you get by joining Wealth Freedom Group and this very webinar, where you will have a chance to win a high quality air fryer and Amazon gift cards. As we are all a community, we set up rules that everyone should follow. I mean, these rules will help us establish guidelines on how to be a good member of the community, and these are the guidelines. You must always remember that our children are our most important assets. You must also remember that we share family tips in this community, like this one, where we shared on our Instagram page. This is a quote from Lisa Weed saying that being a happy family means you are a part of something very wonderful. It means that you will love and be loved for the rest of your life. We also stick together because no amount of money or success can take the place of time spent with your family. And we must also ensure to each other, to every community member, to every family member, that we choose wisely. And with Wealth Freedom Group, you won't have to think twice about what to choose because we will be posting guides and we will be working with experts that will help you establish a happy family life for everyone. That brings the end of my presentation. I thank you for attending again, and thank you for listening. Before I end this presentation, I would like to encourage you to join the Facebook community of Wealth Freedom Group. Just go to www.facebook.com/Wealth Freedom Group. I will be giving it back to Lori now. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Could you stop sharing screen, please? I hope you really consider our Facebook community. It's not only educational, but it's fun. So thank you, Ethan. Thank you so very much. Now, I'd just like to tell you that Wealth Freedom Group's ultimate goal is to help stop the widening gap between the super rich, the rich, and us others by developing happy families. As you understand, a happy family is one that has time freedom and wealth freedom. With the older baby booming generation all retiring or passing away by the year 2030, the younger generation will be inheriting over $68 trillion in wealth. If they do not know how to manage it, all this money will be gobbled up by the super rich, and the tide of balance in our society will be tilted precariously. Therefore, I invite you to walk with me to the heart of Wealth Freedom Group's operations. When you become a member, you have access to all the areas of the website, except other members' personal dashboard. This is the most private and sacred section of the operations. We are very serious about our members' information, and we handle it with care. Therefore, no one has access to your personal dashboard but you. That's why we ask, please, please, please do not ever share your password with anyone. They will gain access to lots of your private information. No, not your social security number or your bank account, or any info that may place your money at risk. But as you will see, the information is sensitive and private enough to be protected vigorously. Let's log in. I will also share a screen to walk you through this section. Here we are at the Wealth Freedom Group website. When you log in, and I'm going to log in as a member, when you click on membership, you're asked to log in. Now, I already have my password there and my username, so I'll just log directly in. Now, immediately when you log in, you're taken to your membership dashboard. This is what I was referring to. This is really very important, and it's the heart of what we do. As you see, we have the first link being time and wealth freedom. Then we have my financial consultant. In your financial consultant, this is where when you click it, you have access to your financial consultant. This is where you communicate with your financial consultant. And then we have my profile. As most of you know, my profile is where you have your photograph, you have your login information, and the various other informations. As you look at these different tabs, you'll realize that all 8 tabs are basically self-explanatory. The tab that I'm mostly interested in, though, is the Time and Wealth Freedom tab. When you click this tab, it takes you to your Time and Wealth Freedom dashboard. This is the heart of what we do. This is where you manage your finances and your time. So let's see how this works. Under this Time tab, when you click it, what you're going to find is that you're going to work out, as Elric told you early on, how you spend your time. You're going to find out how much time you spend at work. And by doing this, I'll just click through to demonstrate. You're asked hours spent at work. Let's assume that you spend 8 hours at work. And let's assume that you work, let's say 5 days per week. And you work 4 weeks per month. Automatically, we know, and the software calculates how many hours you work per month. We're assuming that this is work time, not just spent at work, but time doing things that you don't necessarily want to do. You're asked now to set a goal. In trying to set a goal, you will ask how many daily hours you want to work. Let's suppose you cut this down to 6. And days per week, let's assume you just want to work for 4 days per week. And let's assume that you want to work the same 4 weeks per month. When you enter these figures, automatically your time freedom landscape is revealed. You know how many hours, based on how many hours you currently work and how many hours you set as your goal, you know that you need, in this example, 64 hours per month. You need to reduce your current work hours. In doing that, you know that you will release 40% of your working hours to spend with family. Now, that is looking at your time freedom landscape. The other thing that we want to look at is your wealth. In looking at your wealth, we will look at your assets, your monthly assets. When you click on the asset tab, it takes you to these various tabs. The first is salary. Now, salary is first because it's important. Salary is where you can project your monthly income, and it's where you can set a monthly goal. So let's assume that you have salaries of, let's say, $4,500 per month. And it's, for the sake of time, we're not gonna fill in all of these, right? We're just gonna say we spend 4,000. We're gonna say personal property, you have furniture, let's say your furniture values $1,200. And let's look at something like your investment account. And that's an asset of, let's say, $5,000. And this is just for example. So let's say real property, we have that. Let's look at your real estate. And let's say your home is valued at, let's say, $750,000. Now, we know that you have $760,700 in total assets. Now, the next tab that you look at is your expense, your expenditure. And we know that it's your wealth is the difference between your expenditure and your assets. So we'll just select a couple of these, like education, we'll say, you know, for the year you spend $10,000, let's say, for education. You know, we just choose arbitrarily anything here. Real estate taxes, you spend $5,000 for real estate taxes. And so what will happen is here, you will see your wealth. You will know that the difference between your assets and your expenditure is $745,700. It automatically calculates your current value. Now you're asked to set a goal for the year, what you want to be valued at for the year. Let's suppose you say that you want to be valued at let's say $1.2 million. Now, you will notice that it populates your wealth freedom section. It automatically tells you that you need to increase your assets by $454,300 to get to your wealth goal of 1,200. Now, I must note here that these figures seem quite arbitrary, but with your time freedom goal, once you know this amount, this is where you work with your time freedom mentor or advisor to see if these goals are realistic and to devise strategies to reach them. So basically your mentor will be telling you that that goal is not realistic. You cannot decrease your work time by 64 hours per month, at least not immediately. It's the same thing that will happen to your wealth freedom, your asset manager, your financial advisor. He'll work with you to determine whether or not you've set a realistic goal of $1.2 million. And if it is, he'll work with you to devise strategies to reach that goal. Now, we know that in our salary section, we said that we worked $4,500 per month. Now, you should set a goal, a monthly goal. So you want to work, let's say, $5,500 per month. Immediately, it tells you that you need to increase your monthly inflows by $1,000 to reach your goal. The only other thing that you have in this very important section of what Wealth Freedom offers is your budget. This is where you manage your budget every month. You have various categories. You set your budgeted amount. Let's say here for auto expense is $200. Let's say your actual amount used was $100. And as you go, you know, your health, let's say you use $2,000, but you had budgeted $3,000. What it does, it automatically updates your wealth here. It changes everything. Because if you have a positive budgeted balance at any month, it increases your wealth. If you have a negative budget balance, it decreases your wealth. So this is how you manage your wealth every month, and you set your goals every year for the year. And this is why we say you have to keep all of this. You have to keep your password very, very secure, because these are very sensitive information that you want to keep to yourself. Now again, ladies and gentlemen, this is the heart of Wealth Freedom Group, where your time freedom and wealth freedom goals are managed. Rest assured that at the end of 1 year, you will see progress towards your goals, and you'll feel confident that you'll achieve a happy family lifestyle. Thank you so much for spending this evening with us, and hope you'll appreciate Wealth Freedom Group. Give us feedback, follow us on Instagram and Facebook, and help us help young families as we move through this COVID and post-COVID towards our ultimate goal. But before we go, let me publicly say thanks to my team. Thanks to Kevin, who joined us well over a year and a half ago. We have employed about 10 individuals from all over the world. Then, for the last 6 months, we have formed a perfect team. Thanks to Kevin, Ethan, Elric, JV, and Joy for the hard work and dedication, morning, noon, and night in the different time zones. Blessings. Now our presentation is over and we're ready to answer your questions. Let's see you in question and answer. Thank you again. We will, Kev, can we check our Q&A to see if there are no questions there? There are no questions there. I guess we have greetings and we have discussion all over. But ladies and gentlemen, we do appreciate your time and we thank you for being with us. I hope you enjoyed this webinar. And I'll just remind you that if you have any suggestions of how we can improve, if you have any ideas that you can throw our ways, or certainly if you did not particularly like anything about what we do, please let us know. It's always a way to improve what we intend to do. Thanks again, and good night.